Hey, what's up, YouTubers and Diablo 3 fanatics? It's Bo here, and I'm giving you another video for Diablo 3. This video is actually in response to a really nice YouTube user who commented on one of my videos. The video in question is Diablo 3 Wizard Gameplay, Episode 1, Act 2, Quest 1 Nightmare is the name of the video. It's on my channel, and it was published on May 20th. And basically, with this video, I just go through a few minutes of gameplay on my wizard, kind of showing what it's like to be a nightmare. At the time, my wizard was pretty low level, and since then, I've been 60 for a while, playing mostly endgame content. Anyway, this person, vombocool, asked me, then it's not only me who loses tons of health as a wizard at this part. And definitely, vombocool, that is 100% true. I mean, I feel like, from my experience, wizards have a really hard time staying alive. And another thing is, I don't feel that it's really feasible to survive as a wizard unless you're really overgeared if you don't kite. So really, the game has changed from surviving, increasing armor, and freezing people to just not getting hit. You figure anytime you get hit is going to be, maybe one or two shotted, especially in Hell. Right now, this guy, I just picked a random quest, and I'm in Hell Act 2. Excuse the lag a little bit. But basically, what I do is, when I'm fighting, I'll go ahead and drop my Venom Hydra, because it does persistent good damage, and when they stand in a pool of the poison, it keeps building and building and building the damage, which is really important to keep your DPS up. And then teleport with Wormhole. Now this is probably my #1 kiting move, because as soon as anything gets anywhere near hitting me, boom, 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 I'm out of there, Also, I use that in combination with the passive ability Illusionist. So even if I do get hit by, a mortar, or let's say I walk over, I don't know, some kind of trap, some lava on the floor from one of the bombs or whatever, then I can instantly teleport again, and it saved my life hundreds, if not thousands, of times already. Okay, on the topic of passive skills, what I'm currently using on my level 60 wizard in Hell of Act 2, Act 2 of Hell, I also use Galvanizing Wind, which gives me not only an increase in my armor, but also, really important, the life regeneration. Because since your life is so low, and I'll explain how I am even able to stay alive from getting hit in a second, that life regen really helps when you're kiting. You can't really spam potions, and a lot of times if it's just one or two elite mobs, it's really hard to pick up any orbs or whatnot. So that life regen helps a lot with this playstyle. And then Cold-Blooded. Cold-Blooded is really good because it increases my damage, and it kind of is in replace of Glass Cannon, considering I'm using Blizzard as my primary damage spell. So 20% increased damage for any chilled or frozen target, or only a 15% increase, but also lowers my armor and resistance, which I pretty much need. Alright, so now my other 4 spells that I use, in the primary slot, I use Magic Missile with Seeker. And the reason I use Seeker is because it allows me to be at my furthest distance from the enemies. So I don't really have to see where exactly they are. I can just launch missiles, and I'm guaranteed it'll hit them to a certain range. I think it's like 40 yards or something. But it's worked out really well. I've seen other YouTubers who post about wizards. They often use Penetrating Blast, which I've tried out, and it's pretty good. Splits also not too bad, but I personally have been more successful using Seeker. Also, for the secondary ability, Blizzard. I already mentioned with Cold-Blooded, and it just becomes a real powerhouse. I reduced the casting cost of Blizzard for my glyph Snowbound, but another really good option is the one that freezes them. Really, it's just the super kiting move. You're able to get out of the way, not get hit, slow them down, has a pretty good radius, and does pretty decent damage, especially with the passive skill. Those are my 2 damage skills, aside from Hydra, which actually does a lot of damage. Then my third and fourth skill are energy armor, and then here's where the survivability part of the, build kind of comes in. It's not just, kiting only take you so far, because if anything that charges you or freezes you or puts you in a wall, one hits you and kills you. So here's where energy armor comes in. Now, although I am a fan of energy armor, and I have been even back to Diablo 2 and the expansion, I hate how it decreases your arcane power. I mean, we only get so much arcane power anyway, but due to the skill rune, it does make it worthwhile. Force armor with energy armor makes it so you'll never be dealt more than 35 damage of your maximum life. So if you're at full health, some guy that would have normally one-shotted you comes by and hits you, he only hits you for 35 health, which in turn will trigger your illusionist, refresh your teleport, and you're out of there before he can even have a chance to hit you again. Another good thing, in combination with Galvanizing Ward, the health regen, after you teleport away, you gain a little bit of that health back, and you don't have to rely so much on potions, and obviously there's not really much you can do on the way of healing yourself as a wizard. And my fourth spell, very important spell, is Familiar. Familiar is good because it shoots every time you shoot. So anytime I drop a blizzard, or if I run out of mana, or if I'm shooting my magic wand or a magic missile, it'll shoot an extra projectile, which adds more to your damage. And also, it increases, with this particular rune, it increases your overall damage. See, a lot of people don't realize, I feel that your spell damage is directly related to your weapon damage. So that's why people might have a really high damage weapon, even if it's not really the best weapon for their class, or doesn't have the best stats or bonuses, but just has high damage, because your overall spell damage will be increased by it. So this, in essence, increases your weapon damage. This is really good. I use this for more light-hearted stuff, just to do more damage and kind of tear through it easier. But when things are getting really tough, what I use normally is Ancient Guardian. Ancient Guardian makes it so anytime that you're under 35% health, the Familiar will absorb 1 damage every 6 seconds, which 1 damage in Inferno is, easily 15, 30,000 damage, if not more. So, that'll save your ass a lot. That's basically all I have to show you guys. I really hope this answered your question, vombocool, and I really hope that other people learn from it. I do want to end the video by saying it's not so much a perfect build or the best build for Act 2. It's not that I'm trying to say that I know more than anyone else about this game. Honestly, I got this build from other YouTubers who share their successful stories, and it has worked for me. It got me through Act 1 of the Inferno. Maybe by Act 3 I'll change it up a bit, but so far it's been really helpful and getting to later content. So I hope it helps. Try it out, mix and match. Sometimes instead of using either energy armor or Hydra or the Familiar, I might even switch it to magic weapon and go to force weapon, and then this will be another giant damage boost. If you're just going, if you're in a group and you have a tank and you don't really have to worry as much about kiting or running away or survivability, then a good combo is the Familiar with the Spark Flint, which increases your damage, and the magic weapon with the force weapon, and it'll increase your damage by a lot. I'll give you a quick example right now. So right now I'm at 26543.54 damage, which is and it's definitely low compared to a lot of people out there, but pretty good for Act 2 Inferno. I would say it's definitely really good for Act 1. So anyway, I use magic weapon, and it goes up to 30,000. I use Familiar with Spark Flint. Oh wait, it's not Spark Flint. Oh my god.